Velete, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Just some few days ago, we heard that the presidents of Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire were invited to France by Emmanuel Macron, and they both declared their meeting with Macron a private business. Now, Chad has signed a secret agreement with France, according to our brother, Actualité International, who is giving us deep dive analysis about the whole situation. Is telling us that Chad never drove out French soldiers. It was because Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso were driving these people out. They decided to also join. The French troops never left Senegal, but they only tried to pretend that these troops were out. And our brother is saying AES countries must be very vigilant. He gave us scenarios. Looking at what is happening, we need to connect the dots. First, Macron traveled to Syria to meet with the new, you understand, the same person that 50 million US dollars bounty was kept on his head. He has now been made a leader and is now shaking hands with the same people who kept that bounty on his head. And we know his background. He came and then met with Alassane Ouattara. In his presence, Alassane Ouattara declared ECO, and the members of ECOWAS rejected. Then Bassirou Diomaye Faye was made the head of ECOWAS, the chairperson. And when this man took the mantle, the first place he visited was the AES, chose Mali specifically, to make sure the people in AES rejoin ECOWAS for them to go along with the ECO project.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention people of the US. Alert, alert. Alert the whole of Africa. What is being prepared is very serious. Chad has just signed a secret defense agreement with LA, France. After having tells usly that they chased away the French soldiers. So I know that they were always there on Chadian territory. We have just been relayed according to the information, according to which the Chad has just signed a defense agreement with LA, France. But what is the content of this defense agreement? And why I say attention to the states of LA? Us, the hour is serious. It's not even been a week. How would I say, Alassane Ouattara and Bassirou Diomaye went to the Elysee for a secret meeting. And then it's the Chad. And all of these countries border the US states. Before that, Emmanuel Macron was on the Syrian side. We made scenarios according to which Syrians do not like it. The bomb exploded there. It exploded there. Ja, we know that he went to ask for Tero. Because in 2027, Macron must leave his power. He must leave the presidential chair. So it is necessary to reverse the states of the US as soon as possible. And I told you the final assault. It is at the end of the year. There, because from 2027, Macron will start calling for elections to leave then. What happens in this defense agreement? We know me especially. I know that the French soldiers had not left. They were there. They tried carpet in the shadows to pretend to hunt French soldiers, believing that the LA states will accept them in there. You understand a little, Ja, even? The Portuguese Traoré there, they have evolved. Idemia thought we should introduce him to the US. He did the tours in Niger, while it was remotely controlled by LA, France. Yes, remotely controlled by France. And we are made to understand at this moment that a secret defense agreement has been signed. I would like to remind you, the terrors. From Syria there they will pass by Libya. They will have as a rear base the Chad against Niger more precisely. They will have the Chad against Niger. So when it's cooked there, they can easily fold up, where they will have ammunition weapons and intelligence attention from Senegal. Bassirou Diomaye Faye will organize his terror, perhaps with some soldiers from the CDAO in France. Because all the countries that I quote there, all have done the same scenario. They said they chased away the French soldiers. All these countries, even the Ivory Coast, but the French soldiers are there. The proof is that from where the French fighter planes took off to go to the side of the Benin. When there was movement in the Benin, there they took off from Ivory Coast, the French soldiers. But we were made to believe that the French soldiers had left. Now their EC, which is preparing, it is a global encirclement of the US states. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. It will come out on all sides. And at the same time, listen carefully. What it tells you there, it will come out on all sides, and at the same time. So as it hits there on the Niger side, it will hit the side of the Burkina Faso. And it will hit on the side of the Mali by whom? By a support of these neighboring countries there, the summit. The east summit of the meeting has already been closed. Everything is already clean. I say everything is clean. Do you understand well now the defense agreement there that they have secretly signed? I don't know where, but who has been made public. We see that it is a defense agreement where she is. You understand, just to prepare the back bases of the soldiers. Foreigners, Syrians who will come through Libya to take refuge in Chad near Niger. Others will supply the Liwal rally to the, what do we call Still facing Niger. Niger would be submerged in Burkina Faso. We already know how it goes. They will be submerged in Mali. We know what will happen. They will be ladies and gentlemen. When I'm done saying this, now you will so understand the game that Debia is playing. But how can you chase someone and then you still call him like a child? He comes running around. What is this? What diplomacy is this? What kind of diplomacy is it? But be serious. What kind of person are you? Me? From your house you call me? I don't come anymore. I don't come to do what? What can France bring to Chad? For years, they were there. They brought what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go in depth. Share this video conference in all possible groups. What does it tell us in this information? After breaking its defense agreements with Paris and chased away the French military, that I know he had not been chased away because they hoped to attract the states of the US so that they do not form their confederation. You understand, Chad Hasley signed an agreement to bring back French soldiers in the country. To bring back the French soldiers in the country, they return this time to train operational advisors and support Cameroon and support Dr. And ladies and gentlemen, while Mali and Burkina Faso, Niger aims and watches Russia, China, the North Korea, Iran, Turkey, which are moreover good partners and suppliers of arms. Unlike LA France, Chad not yet aligned with LA, same France, that they said they chased away. But think about it. It is the final assault which is being prepared against the countries of LA, US. I say the final assault. You understand, you are not going to see Claire in this. It will come the same day at the same time. That the other country will not be able to rescue the other country. The other country will not be able to rescue the other country at the same time. And what is he preparing? It would be an assault as soon as Macron misses. There will be no more assault within the US countries. All the terrorists who are there we all go, guys. So according to the source, ladies and gentlemen, according to Africa News and several regional analyses, this is all part of the new military doctrine of France in Africa, which favors at the request of partner countries It privileges thee, according to them. They say that he favors. It is a new doctrine. They favor LA. So, normally now, in their defense agreements, that's it must be. Yeah, nobody must see Claire in it. But you forget that it is the people who put the president in power. It has the right to report and make official audio-visual. To World Vision all that it does for the people and for the country. It is not France that positions it there. You understand, even if it is France which positions it. But when it comes to elections, it is not the French who come to vote. These are the Chadians. So he has the right to show everything. What are these agreements anyway? In Russia, I have not seen this type of agreement. Great powers like Russia. China is in front of the cameras. We say we take the books, the books they make, the transfer of the books. But Macron says this is the new doctrine. They want the crown on their signature. Okay, there will be way. Dear ladies, dear gentlemen, in reality, French soldiers who are going to reorganize because they are there. They will reorganize to receive terrorists from Syria, from the Middle East, with certain elements and agents of the Mossad to bring down at least a single plan. And they aim for the Niger, yes. They aim at the Niger. It is necessary that the Niger falls. It would be a big victory for Macron. That's why they are organizing since Chad. We will provide them all from the Chad. Ladies and gentlemen, this was my analysis in relation to this signing of this defense agreement. These are my own analyses. I can be wrong for sure. It's clear. But beware of the states of LA alerts us. Alert Africa, because this. In a few weeks, meeting with Basile. Jean Marfa and Ouattara same week. We are announced the signing of a defense agreement between LA, France and Chad. What do we play in? And Donald Trump threatens to bomb terrorists in Sahel. The same terrorists as themselves. They arm with the ammunition. They arm them. It provides information you make fun of who. In the same period, ladies and gentlemen, many will not believe me. But what these people are preparing. Africa must be prepared. Africa must prepare itself. Let's get ready for what will happen at the end of the year. Before the French presidential elections, you will not believe. In any case, it will make the international media turn. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The announcement and my analyses that I had to bring you. In this video conference, please share them. Please share it as much as possible. Buy it all over the world. Secure the video with a maximum of likes. Don't try to subscribe. Not to miss the page anymore and no longer lose our conference videos. I'll be back later for a next series of information. Be safe once again. Bye-bye.
In no time, they received an invitation from Macron. And people were asking, were they going to give a report on their failed mission? You saw our brother giving us deep dive analysis about this visit and why it is not good for the AES leaders. And our brother Actualite is also giving us the reason to which these things are not connecting well. Because these countries are neighboring countries to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And looking at what he's saying, it is not good at all. Because Chad will be hosting them, Senegal will be hosting them, and Emmanuel Macron, according to him, will be leaving office. And Macron said he will never leave office without making sure that France is standing tall. And that was said by our all-in-all General Abdurrahmani Chiani. Now that this man is gathering the ECOWAS leaders, the top ones, in addition to the nations that are surrounding AES leaders, we need to connect the dots. They have tried all means. Like he's saying that they tried to use Chad. So when they sacked the French troops, Chad also declared that they must leave. They were trying to use Chad to lure our leaders, but they were very ahead of whatever plot. So Chad couldn't lure them, so that they'll come under the influence of France again. The time has come for Africa, and there's nothing that other people will do to bring us down. We must not continue to be in poverty for people who have nothing, like our all-in-all General Assimi Goïta said. The people preaching the poverty of the African are the real poor people. So we will not also allow people who have nothing to be preaching poverty to us. Our leaders, I know, will do everything possible. And before anything happens, like General Abdurrahman Chani said in one of his interviews, they know the plans they have been planning. They know the soldiers, the troops they bring to train the forests that they are in, and every plot they are aware. This is no longer the time of Muammar Gaddafi, the time of Patrice Lumumba Nkrumah, where we didn't have the intelligence, we didn't have the know-how for them to come here all the time and have their way out. They always want the African to be backwards at the blind side, where they can use their technology to always be ahead of us. That is why Captain Ibrahim Traore is preaching that Africans, we don't need Sharia law. We need technology, we need science, we need research. These are the things we can use to protect ourselves from the people that are chasing after us. Not Sharia law, because we have been praying and these prayers can never protect us. The African believes that when you pray, you are protected. You are not protected. If a bullet is coming, your prayer cannot protect you from that bullet. We need intelligence. We need technology to be ahead of these people. That is what is protecting Iran. Look at the Middle East. They are Muslim, the people who brought us their religion. Look at what is happening in the Groli land. The God of whoever the Africans are here calling to come and protect them are not using that God to protect themselves. They are using physical things, missiles, drones to protect themselves. These are the things that the African needs. And it's because our leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have acquired those things. That is why they are ahead of them. Before they plot, they already have the info. It is not God that is telling them. It is technology that they are using to monitor their movement. So the African must wake up. And why do we allow ourselves to be used against our own kind? History has taught us that it has been African leaders who took out all our great leaders. And it's like the same thing is still happening. The African is not only ready to destroy his brother, but to destroy the continent. Ever since they took out the great leaders, look at Africa, and we still have Africans today, still ready to make sure the continent is destroyed. We are ready to police other people except policing ourselves. We love to be slaves. We love to be controlled by other people. The African is never fighting to gain power, to control. To control nothing. We always want to bow, be kneeling down to the same people who oppress us for centuries. Who has done this to us? Who has done this to us? This is why Captain Ibrahim Traore will ask us, why do we love the people who oppress us so much than ourselves? What are your thoughts? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification button and select all. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa and in Chad.